Hey sis, all praises be to the Most High, our Heavenly Father. Whew, give him the glory. Well, anywho, this is like a little something to encourage you to do a self check-in. Okay, do self check-ins regularly, as often as you feel like it. Okay, because girl, sis, I've been feeling like Satan has been on the prowl lately. Well, we know, like when you read the Most High's word, the Bible, then you know. See if I can get some more light in here. Okay. When you read the Most High's Bible, his word, I should say, his word, then you know that Satan is always going to be on the prowl. Always going to be in the prowl, like a roaring lion looking for whoever he can, take down. Excuse me. Looking for whoever he can take down. And I realized when I did a self check, I realized that it's not always Satan. We cannot always put the blame of our emotions and feelings or reactions on Satan. Because when you know the Most High's word, when you know who you are and you know what you're doing, and you, like I said, you know his word, then you should know that that is what he's here to do. Okay, Satan gonna do him. Okay, but you, as a righteous person, like if you know you're keeping the Most High's laws and you're living righteously and you're doing right, then you'll understand. This is where that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding comes in. But this is the understanding part. You'll understand that, see, the wisdom is the word. And then the understanding is a bit taking accountability for your own spirit, because you'll understand that we cannot control, the outside influences, other spirits, or Satan. You can't control that. Okay, wicked people are going to be wicked people. Satan's going to be, they're going to do what they came to do. But when you understand his word, the Most High's word, then you know, like, okay, let me check myself. It's not them. It's really me that's triggered. It's me. Okay. It definitely lately, I've been a little triggered, because just a plethora of things has just been happening, right? Just so much. That's life though. That's life, and I noticed that I've, been a little triggered, lack of sleep. I got young kids, so, lack of sleep. Business. I'm taking a sabbatical from working a traditional job, but I do have a business. And, I've been dealing with a very, very difficult customer. Very difficult. And usually I don't, I know how to deal with difficult people, but like the threats, the threats, I'm not fearful of my life or my family life, let me say that. But like, just it's like the people who really ain't got ish always talking the most ish. Like, how dare you? How dare you? But, and of course, over here, like, we keep a sword in the shield, okay? Get your license now. Get your license. But sometimes it can, I'm human. Sometimes I fall victim to my flesh. And sometimes, I be wanting to go back to that old woman, like, what you say? What you say? Razor blades and lemons. No, let me stop. But you can't do that, okay? Because for one, you really got to think about, one, the Most High, okay, and all that he's done for you, all that he's blessed you with. Two, Christ, okay? We are to be like Christ. Literally, that little Christian thing, what would Jesus do? Sometimes you really need to stop and be like, what would Jesus do? Although Christ did go off on some people, though. Yeah, he was flipping tables over. Oh, and I think he called, well, who was it? Peter? He called Peter Satan or somebody? One of them. But anyways, it's all about, doing that self-check and thinking about what you have to lose. Okay, my soul, my spirit is. I worked so hard to um be the woman I am now, to be where I am at right now, and to let some wicked behind person try to push me back into, or no, it's just no, it ain't worth it. Cause like I said, you might have a lot to lose more than the other person. Okay, so think about that. Think about that. But let me read you. So I was reading. So I'm in Isaiah right now, and I was reading Isaiah 51:7. Hold on, I gotta go get my Bible. So yeah, I was reading Isaiah 51, and I also, before that, I also was chatting with my husband. He, kept asking me, "Do you trust the Most High? Do you trust the Most High? Do you trust the Most High?" I'm like, "Yes." Like, why do you think I don't? Because with all of that I'm going through, it just kind of sent me on like a little spiral of emotions. Okay, I was serving weaker vessel energy, but so my husband kept asking me, "Do you trust Most High? Do you trust Most High? Do you trust Most High?" See, when you're doing right in life, when you're doing good, when you're doing what you're supposed to do, and following His word, being obedient to His word and His laws, you don't have to worry about not a thing, okay? Not a thing. So Isaiah 51:7. Now, I'm not going to go to precept heavy. This, like I said, this is a little short chat. But Isaiah 51:7. Hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness, the people in whose heart is my law. Fear ye not the reproach of men, neither be ye afraid of their reveling. So, like I said, when people coming at you like this, he said, don't care about none of that. Fear. Don't fear that. Don't fear that. He said, listen to me. Okay, when people just running their mouths or whatever, possibly send a verbal threat. Like I said, yay, righteousness. When you doing right, He gonna take care of you. Okay, there have been many examples in the Bible of when the Most High, so our forefathers, like when their enemies our enemies were coming up against us, they were prepared for battle, but they really didn't have to go into battle. They didn't have to do nothing. The Most High delivered their enemies to them. They didn't have to do nothing. They ain't got to lift a finger. Okay, so that's why He's saying, hearken unto me. So listen to Him. And yea, that know righteousness. So like I said, when you're doing what's right in the world, when you're doing right, there's nothing that you need to worry or fear. Nothing. Okay, now when it comes to protecting yourself, yes, Christ said, get that sword. Okay, get your license. But as far as like other things, when people just running their mouth, when people are gathering to talk about you, or whatever the case may be, don't pay no attention to that. The Lord, the Most High, is going to take care of that for you. Okay, so that's it, sis. Do some, that's what I said. I had to say to myself said, girl, this, give it to God and He'll handle the rest. But yeah, that's it, sis. Okay, God bless you. I love you.